Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So it kind of looks like the career of, or at least the top level career of JoJo Diaz, Joseph Diaz Jr. Might well be over because he lost his fourth fight out of five. And this one was to a Mexican fighter, 26-year-old Jesus Perez. And to be honest with you, Perez came in. He's one of those Mexican fighters you kind of suspect he's a lot better than his statistical record. How many times have we said that about the Mexicans, these so-called unknown Mexicans? And he wasn't that unknown, actually, in all honesty, because he came in with 24 wins, 18 KOs, 5 defeats. All the defeats were on points. And he's lost quite a bit lately, but let's go through his record, because 2 fights ago, actually in his previous fight, the one to Joseph Diaz, the one where he beat Joseph Diaz, the previous fight was against Brian Norman Jr. He lost that was in America. He lost an 8-round unanimous decision. Prior to that, he fought Alexis Rocha, who, as we know, he's terrific. Who I think Rocha's got a defeat on his record, but still a very, very good fighter. He lost a 10-round decision to him. And then I think 4 fights previously, he lost to Danieto Zorrilla, a 10-round decision. Never been stopped. Just one of those Mexican tough nuts. And he had absolute belief against JoJo Diaz, who at this point now is 31, but he fights like he's a lot older. He really does. And unfortunately for Joseph, he slipped to 33 wins, 15 KOs, 5 defeats, all on points. But like I say, this is his 4th defeat in 5 fights. He lost a 12-round decision to Devin Haney. William Zepeda beat him up over 12. That was points. Obviously, Masito, is it? Gesta? Masito? I think that's the guy's name. He lost a split decision over 10 rounds to him, and that was considered a bit of an upset, but he did lose that fight. I watched that fight. He definitely lost it. And it seems an awful long time ago that Diaz was outpointing Tevin Farmer to win the IBF super feather title. And in actual fact, that was in 2020. So not a million years ago, but he kind of strikes me, not just with this latest fight, but with a lot of fights, as if either he's really ill-disciplined or he just doesn't want to be a fighter anymore. And it's a real shame because the guy's he's a real tough nut. He's got ability. But over the last 3 years, he's just lost his way. Last 2-3 years, he lost his way in his career. And it's a shame. Well, he thoroughly deserved to lose this fight. It was a split decision loss. One guy gave it to him by, was it a point? I think it was 1.95, 94. I don't agree with that at all. I had this fight 97-92. One of the guys gave it 99-90, I think, which was a bit too wide for me. I did give Diaz 3 rounds. But but both these fighters are moved forward. When I say sluggers, it's not like they're idiots. They're not just throwing punches for the sake of it. There is some rhyme or reason. They go to the body, they switch to the head. They only punch when they're in range. They have that sort of cultured Mexican style, for want of a better word, slugging. And they both, this was an action fight. It was a good fight. It was on an Oscar De La Hoya card, a Golden Boy card, on a Thursday night. Which, these Thursday night cards are becoming a lot more plentiful, and I think that's a good thing because it's nice to have something to look forward to. I prefer it if they're on a Friday night, but because there's no work the following day. But if you're a bit of a boxing junkie like me, you're not going to complain about anything. And I think this fight really, Diaz was just outworked, and to be honest, Perez looked like he wanted it more. Diaz had a point taken off, I think it was the 5th round he shoved Perez through the ropes. Perez, by the way, Perez had his back to him. They were near the ropes, and Diaz just pushed him through the ropes. He I think he got caught between the bottom rope and the next one up, and was sort of hanging there like drying laundry. And there's madness. The referee was like, "What are you doing?" and Perez was like, "What are you doing?" And the ref took a point off him. You could easily have seen him having 2 points taken off, maybe even thrown out. I've seen people thrown out for less. But the ref did say, any more of that and you are out. I'll end it. And to be honest with you, that kind of showed Diaz's frustration. But Perez didn't retaliate. And then I think in the 7th or 8th round, maybe 8th round, perhaps 9th round, I don't know. One of the later rounds, Perez was just railing on Diaz. I mean, they were up close and personal, and Perez was just slinging punches like it was the final round. In fact, it wasn't. And Diaz showed his frustration by throwing the shoulder in, and could have had another point taken off. So, yeah, Perez just outworked Diaz in most of the rounds. Towards the end of the fight, Diaz was perhaps being a little bit more accurate, throwing a few more punches. Both guys worked very well to the body. Diaz throws a really nice jab to the body. He did it a couple of times, but he didn't do enough of it. He didn't do enough of everything. And Perez wasn't forgetting that body either. He really wanted this fight. He really is 26 years old. He's thinking, okay, I'm coming into my prime. I've got some defeats on my record. I've come up the hard way. No one's given me anything. This is my opportunity to put a real former world champ name on my record. I'm going to go for it. He went for it and he got it. Thoroughly deserved win for Jesus Perez, who, I mean, he's 25-5 now. So a voluntary defence for a world title, maybe. I mean, this was at lightweight. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. He'd probably need another couple of big wins. Perhaps, why not a rematch with Rocha? That would be good, because their first fight was good, and I mean, this guy's an action guy, this Perez. Diaz was an action fighter, but I don't know whether he wants it anymore. In fact, I think he fell out with his trainer. Is his trainer his father? I want to say he is. But whoever his trainer is, they fell out because the trainer said, you ain't working hard enough. You're not living the life, and you need to, sort yourself out if you want to carry on. That question or that statement still resonates, definitely. So, did you see this fight? Do you think there's a future for Diaz now at world level, or is he just going to take on that sort of gatekeeper role if he hasn't already? What about Perez? How much further can he go? Good fighter, getting better, like a lot of these young Mexicans, pick up defeats early on in the career, but move on up, keep getting better. And when they reach their peak, their optimum, weight and their sort of physical prime, and they've honed their skills, they're ready to go. So let me know what you think. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also, of course, hit the like button because they count the likes, apparently. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Thanks for your time, as always, and bye for now.